Well, with the presidential debate just days away, all of a sudden everyone is sounding the alarm. It's going to be on CNN? Wait a minute. You mean it's going to be moderated by Jake Tapper and Dana Bash? Wait a minute. Feigning surprise. When I screamed it from the rooftop the second I heard. But now things are getting real. It's Monday, June 24th, 2024. I'm Stuart Allister. From the New York Post, CNN presidential debate moderators have long history of blasting Trump, including with the chancellors from Germany in comparison. You mean they haven't been fair to Donald Trump? You mean that their reporting has been biased? You got to be kidding me. I don't understand why everyone is so surprised. When I said at the outset that the venue being on CNN and then the moderators being Jake Tapper and Dana Bash was you need to calm down, because the blood is not flowing to your brain and you're going to get all discombobulated. Calm down. Just dial it back. Okay. No, I'm back. Okay, so it turns out that the presidential debates being on that garbage network, CNN, and being hosted by these garbage anchors, Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, has everyone up in arms. Like people in the Republican Party and the GOPers they're showing real concern. Well, wait a minute, but why didn't you say this at the outset? I don't understand that. This isn't news. I reported on this when it came out. So why are you feigning surprise? I am most disappointed in Donald Trump. Why would you even agree to this? Why? Why did you agree? Let me, again, you need to calm down. See, calm down. You do understand, President Trump, CNN needs you. You don't need them. They need you for ratings. They need you for sponsors. You have little, you don't need them one iota. You don't need that much from them. Yet, you agreed. That pisses me off. All right, before we get into it, why don't you wreck that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and press that notification bell so you never miss an episode. God, this stuff just pisses me off. It really, really does. The two CNN anchors set to host Thursday's first 2024 presidential debate have previously called Trump's first term a national nightmare and compared his language to that of the Chancellor of 1930 Germany. Quote, State of the Union co-hosts Dana Bash and Jake Tapper, who have long history of criticizing the former president. You mean they have a history of it? Hold on, Stu. You can't hold that against us. Oh no, I will be holding it against you, and I will be showing why they should have been immediately disqualified. Criticizing the former president and current presidential candidate will be responsible for posing questions to both Trump and President Biden, the man they voted for, at the CNN's former set for 9 p.m. in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, let me point something out, and then I'm going to get to the receipts. The very fact that they're reporting it's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, some of you may be thinking to yourself, the little alarms go off. Well, wait a minute now, maybe that's a good thing. Atlanta, Georgia, they a large swath of black voters, and maybe with turning tide, and none of that will matter. I know there's a large contingency of black voters there, and I'm sure they would love to hear Joe Biden make excuses about the porous border we have now. But must I remind you, there will be no studio audience. People like you and me will not be allowed in to actually witness the debate. Now, some of you are probably thinking, well, hold on, Stu. Maybe they're doing that because, they didn't want interference. No. Sorry. They're doing it because their ratings are in the gutter. They're doing it because they want to maximize viewership. They're doing it to get their advertisers their payments. That's why they're doing it. They're not doing it to facilitate anything honest or forthright. They're doing it because their ratings are in the gutter, and they know people are gonna have to tune in. They could be having this debate on the moon. They could be having it in Hawaii. It wouldn't matter to you. It wouldn't matter to me. Why? Because people like you and me are not allowed in. I'm sorry. Maybe that was lost on you. Yeah, there will be no studio audience. The first of its kind. Wow. I wonder why they're doing that. Let's get to the receipts, shall we?
Last week, he was in Philadelphia for a big rally on Saturday night, and that's why President Trump is knowingly going into a hostile environment on this very network, on CNN, with debate moderators who have made their opinions about him very well known over the past 8 years and their bias.
Did you see her face when she said hostile environment, CNN? She's as if they're not. See, she actually believes they're unbiased. She actually believes it. Look at her response. She was like, oh, but it gets worse.
Coverage of him. So President Trump is willing to bring his message to every corner of this country, to voters, to ensure that he wins this election in November. He looks forward to doing that. And I know the American public look forward to hearing from him.
So I'll just say my colleagues, Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, have acquitted themselves as professionals as they have covered campaigns and interviewed.
Really? Once again, I have receipts.
Candidates from all sides of the aisle. I'll also say that if you talk to analysts of debates previous, that if you're attacking the moderators, you're usually losing. So I really want to focus in on what these two men are going to do and say when they stand on the stage. Now, what do you expect from Joe Biden?
Well, first of all, it would take someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently frequently likened President Trump to Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome to come back and speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe Biden when they both join us now at later this week in Atlanta for this debate.
That's why he was in.
See how flustered she got? What do you mean you want to show what Jake said? What Jake said? What do you mean you want to show what Dana Bash said? Well, I think she was talking about this.
Rhetoric of Adolf Hitler is once again alive and well on a national political stage. This time, of course, in the United States. This time given life by former president and current Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump.
Let's recognize this comment for what it is, a long-standing anti-Semitic trope that the true allegiance for Jews is to their religion rather than their country. It was used in Nazi Germany to justify the arrests, persecutions, and mass killings, attempted extermination of the Jewish people. And Trump has been pushing this trope for years.
He talks about the blood of America as being poisoned, echoing the same exact language used in Nazi Germany.
Dehumanize.
These two people get to moderate and ask questions of a man they compared to Adolf Hitler. And we're all supposed to go, well, then hold on a second. No, they're fair and impartial. By the way, there are a lot. Do you find it a bit interesting? Because I do. I find it interesting. When you hear Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar and all of these progressives talking about colonization, the horrors of colonization and the natural Americans and the people who were here before the evil white man arrived. I thought that was all horrible. I thought when you go into a country and you don't belong, I thought it was horrible. I mean, that's what we were told, that colonization, but apparently colonization is perfectly fine if we're the ones being colonized. Because if you say anything about those voting bloc, their brand new voting bloc, that they are ushering in to the tunes of millions, well, then now you're a racist. I, for one, think Donald Trump said exactly what's happening. America's blood is being poisoned. Poisoned. And the person who's actually administering the poison, Joe Biden and his Keystone cops. That's it for now. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe. And if you're following me on Rumble, please press that follow button. And until the next time, God bless.